Okay, here's number 8. Get everyone doing everything for you. Get everybody doing everything for you. I don't do anything. You got to get everybody doing everything for you. You got to get maids for your houses so you're not making your beds. You don't do this stuff big in the beginning, okay? I had a maid that came in twice a week. But I figured in the twice a week she was cleaning my house, I could go out and sell me a couple of programs and I was making up the money, okay? And so you figure this stuff out. But you got to get yourself a maid. You got to get someone cleaning your cars. You got to get someone doing your lawn. Eventually you'll be getting your secretary. But let me tell you something. There's only one way I can keep getting all the stuff done that I do. I got everybody doing everything for me. I give lots of instructions. Go do. Okay? I get a thought, go do this. Get a thought, go do that. Get another thought, go do this. Okay? It's impossible to run an organization of the amount of distributors that we got, with the hundreds of thousands of people that we got, with the thousands of employees that we got, and all the languages that we got, without me just coming up with a lot of thoughts and then saying, go do. And here's what you got to do when you say go do. Write this down. You got to be prepared for some people to not do it exactly the way you would want it done. Then you got to tell them to do it again, and then you got to tell them to do it again, and then tell them to do it again, and tell them to get them to do it again until they do it the way you want it done. But you got to take some chances on some people, or you're going to get so tied up doing everything yourself that you're not going to have any time to duplicate. And duplicate is what it's all about. You got to have lots of little Mark Hughes running around. You got to have lots of little Alan Lorenz's running around. You got to have lots of little Hughes running all over the place. Okay? And the rest of the little stuff that's happening in your life that clutters up your life, okay, like your beds and your dishes and your cars and your lawns and all that stuff, okay, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. You can't be having your wife do your dishes. Send her out and sell some product. That's right. Well, what am I going to do if I'm not doing the dishes? You're going to go and hand out some flyers. That's what you're going to do. Okay, here's number 9. Nine. Trust me. Dealing with adversity. With bad press, supervisors falling out, your distributors going sideways on you. Here's all I know what to do. You work hard when it's easy, and you work twice as hard when it's not easy. That's all I know what to do. Doesn't sound like real big advice, okay, but that's what I did. When the FDA happening, let me tell you something. I was working harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. I was working the FDA problems, I was working the meeting problems, I was working the adversity problems, I was working the television problems, I was working like crazy. So what do you do to overcome adversity? You work twice as hard, that's what you do. You get out and you make it happen. Number 10, personal growth. I'm not any big speaker like Jim Rohn. I don't know how to talk to you about personal growth. Here's all I know is practice makes perfect. You listen, you learn, you try, you fail, you try, you fail, you try, you fail, you try till you get better, you try till you get perfect, and then you try again until you're better than that. And then the last one is you never get satisfied with how good you are. You're always better the next time. That's all I know about personal growth. There's not a meeting that we're going to do that's not going to be better than the next one. Isn't this the best summit you've ever been to? Huh? Huh? And trust me, the next one's going to be unbelievable. Because there's not ever going to be a meeting where we're satisfied enough. They're always going to be better, and we're always going to be doing it more incredible, and it's going to be more always unbelievable than the last one. That's the way it's got to be if you want personal growth. That's all I know about personal growth. It's got to be better. That's all I know. Got to be better than the last one. You got to stretch your mind sometimes to be better than the last one. We had Rod Stewart here the other night. What are we going to do next? I don't know. I got to tell you this. It's going to be a lot better than Rod. And he wasn't chopped liver. Here's number 11. Setting goals. I can't tell you big speeches about setting goals. Here's the only thing I know about setting goals. Going after things that you cannot live without. Period. There's only 2 mountains in Beverly Hills. I bought one of them, and Paul Allen from Microsoft bought the other one. Mine's bigger. By 53 acres, by the way, too. And not only that, I paid a lot less for it than he did. Here's number 12. How do I get things done that I don't know how to do? How do I get the products done? How do I get Urbital done? How do I get these videos done? How do I keep getting these countries open? Here's what I do. I get people that know how to do it better than I do. And I get them, and I convince them that the greatest thing that's ever happened to them in their entire life is meeting Mark Hughes and being with Herbalife. And let me tell you what it is. It always is. When I laid that deal on Dr. Katz, and I only met the guy 2 weeks before walking into that Senate building, and I said, let me tell you something, pal. If you get together with me, Mark Hughes, okay, the guy that they're writing bad press about, it'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. And it was. And that's what I do. I get people around me that are better than me. I looked at Dick Marconi. I said, if you get together with me, pal, I'm telling you something that's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. And guess what? Listen, Dick had a lot of customers. Guess who his biggest customer is? Me. You. Us. And here's how I did it. I was never stingy with my money. I've always been good to my people, and they've been good back to me. And that's the way it works. I get better people than I am. I pay them good. I'm not stingy with the money in my pocket. I care exactly what's going to happen to them and their families. I have a lot of passion about what's going to happen to them, and it ends up being a good deal for everybody. And that's how it is for all of my employees, and that's how it's worked out for all of you. And there's only one thing I can guarantee you, it's going to get a lot better. People have asked me all the time, how do you get this incredible team like this working around you? Okay? You got your people working like crazy. I've never seen anybody work the way your people work. And it's not just here, okay? It's the people back there. I mean, the people that put this up. Okay, look at all this stuff that's happening here. The videos, the set, the lights. My people work like crazy for one reason. Write this down. I work like crazy. I work like crazy. I work like crazy, and my people work like crazy. That's how I get them to work. I don't know any other answer than that. Okay? Because there isn't any other reason that it's happening. Sure, I pay good, but pay isn't enough after a while. You know what I'm saying? There's purpose to what's happening. Okay? And I got that purpose, and they get that purpose, and they drive, and we just drive each other. And it's only going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the only answer I got. I know it doesn't sound like brilliant answers, okay? But this is what the truth is for Mark Hughes, okay? And it's happening big time for Mark Hughes, okay? Here's number 14. How do you get your distributors to respect you? You got to say what you're going to do, and then you got to keep your word on it. And there's nothing I haven't kept my word on in this company unless it's been some law or some regulation that's made it not work. Always, every single time. If we tell you guys something's going to happen, it happens. If Mark tells you it's going to happen, it happens. And that's how you get your people to respect you and love you and follow you. It's the same way I have to do with my little kid. I can't be around Alex all the time. I leave Alex sometimes. But it's fine. Alex understands. I tell Alex, here's the deal, man. I said, listen, Daddy's got to go away for 6 or 7 days. But when Daddy gets back, Daddy's going to play with you every single day for 3 or 4 days straight, and we're going to have so much fun, it's going to be unbelievable. And as long as I do that with Alex when I get back, okay, Alex doesn't mind when I go away. He used to cry like crazy when I would go out of the house. He doesn't cry any longer because he knows Daddy's going to be back, and when Daddy's back, we play like crazy, and we love each other like crazy, and we go out in the mountains and we do stuff together, okay? And as long as that happens with you and your group will love you guys forever. Here's number 14. A lot of people have asked me what I do with my cash. Other than my cars, my house, and land that I've done, here's one thing I don't do. I don't put anything, my money into that I have to manage. If I got to think about it, if I got to look at it, I'm not putting my money in it. Here's the second thing I don't do. I don't put my money into anything that counts on what other people are going to do. Okay? I do 2 things. I have 10% of my money put into the top 5 Dow stocks, okay? The top 5 Dow stocks, okay, which have had an average return of 18 to 30%. The rest of everything is locked up in tax-free bonds, okay? It's not the most aggressive investment strategy. A lot of people have told me, you're out of your mind. Why don't you buy some buildings? Why don't you buy some of this? Why don't you buy some of that? Let me tell you why I don't buy some buildings. Because you got to think about the buildings. You got to manage the people that are in the building. You got to think about the bills being paid. You got to be thinking about stuff. If I think 10%, okay, of my time about where my money's at, I'm losing millions over here at Herbalife. You don't have to follow this plan. I'm just telling you, I'm worth a couple bucks, and this is what I've done. Here's number 15, and that's building the Herbalife dream. I truly do want to make this the best company. I truly do want to make this the biggest company, and we truly are going to take Herbalife completely around the entire world. We are going to do that. We are going to do that.